Really?
All right, good evening. Welcome to the City Council meeting. Appreciate everybody coming out and being part of the process. We do have a quorum. We'll call the meeting order and declare it open. I'm going to ask Councilman Chantier to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would, pray with me. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, God, Lord, thank you for allowing us to all gather here safely tonight. Lord, be with us as we do the business of the city. Lead, guide, and direct us in everything that we do. Be with our first responders, and let's make sure they make it home safely to their families. And be with us all as we leave here. In your most holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, thank you, Councilman Dunn. Everybody have an opportunity to review the minutes of the City Council meeting April 18th, 2022.
Move to approve.
Second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Councilman. All right, at this time, we'll take citizen comments. For those who have any comments regarding any item on the agenda, you're here to speak to the council. If not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. These items are considered to be routine and be enacted when motion without discussion unless a council member or a citizen requests a specific item be discussed and voted on separately. The consent agenda includes items E7, E8, E9, F1, and H2. Does anybody want to break these apart for any reason?
Move to approve consent. Second.
Have a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Thank you, Council. All right, at this time, we'll open public hearing. Linda, if you'll read D1 and D2 together, please.
Ordinance 6476, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman establishing a tax increment reinvestment zone number 8 along U.S. Highway 82 in between Plainview Road and Travis Street, providing for findings of fact, providing for a preliminary financing plan, providing for a board of directors, providing for severability, finding that the meeting at which this ordinance is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law. Ordinance 6477, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman establishing a tax increment reinvestment zone number 9 along U.S. Highway 82 in between Plainview Road and FM 1417 Heritage Parkway, providing for findings of fact, providing for a board of directors, providing for severability, finding that the meeting at which this ordinance is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law.
Thank you, Linda. Mary?
Yes, we have 6 agenda items tonight related to tax increment zones number 8 and number 9. Number 8 is the residential portion of the Heritage Ranch development. It's along Highway 82 between Plainview Road and North Travis. Number 9 is the commercial part of Heritage Ranch. It is between, along 82, again, just to the west of number 8, and it's between 1417 and Plainview Road. So the first two items, the ones that Linda just read, are the ordinance. They will establish the zone and provide for the preliminary financing plan. The preliminary financing plan is required by the tax code, and what it demonstrates is that the zone is feasible. There will be a final project and financing plan brought to the council after all the engineering plans are done and we have better cost estimates. The second 2 items are interlocal agreements with the county. The county has agreed to participate with 50% of their tax rate that is deposited into their general fund. The interlocal agreement for the county will be on their agenda. I believe it'll be next week, and they'll sign that. So The last two items are to appoint a board of directors for the zone. The purpose of the board is to, one of their purposes is to prepare the project and financing plans. After they approve the plans will be brought to the council for final action. So the next steps are, one, the public hearing ordinance establishing the zone, which is tonight. Approval of an interlocal with the Grayson County, which is tonight. Establishing the board, appointing the board, again, that's tonight. And then the next step won't be until we have those final engineering plans and have prepared the project and financing plans. We estimate that will be sometime this summer.
Thank you, Mary. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on these items this evening? Okay. With that, we'll close the public hearing and consider the adoption of ordinances. Council, any questions, comments, discussion on these items?
Ms. Mayor, would make one comment. I'm planning to abstain from this vote, as that may requires you to vote since our numbers are so low.
Yes, we need to be approved by, voted on by the board.
Then with that, Mr. Mayor, I move to approve 6476 and 6470.
Second. Got a motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Abstain.
And one abstention. Thank you, Sean. All right. Linda, if you'll read E1 and E2 for us together, please.
Resolution 6878, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of an interlocal agreement between the City of Sherman and Grayson County to participate in the Sherman Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 8. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law. Resolution 6879, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of an interlocal agreement between the City of Sherman and Grayson County to participate in the Sherman Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 9. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Mary, just explain these items to us.
Right, these are the interlocals that we mentioned earlier when about TERS 8 numbers 8 and 9, allowing the county to participate in zone.
I move to approve 6878, 6879, sir.
Okay. Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Carries.
Mary, did you vote on that one?
Yes, I voted yes.
Thank you.
We are to E40. Linda, read that for us, please.
Resolution 6880, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement with Glover LLC for design of the Sherman Water Treatment Plant Expansion Project. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law.
Evening, Mayor, Council. So this is a professional services agreement with Garver for our water treatment plant expansion due to our major industrial developments and large developments that are occurring all over the city. Basically need to increase the capacity out here at the water treatment plant. This contract includes construction drawings to expand the existing water treatment plant to a total of 15 MGD. It's going to increase it by 5 MGD from 10 to 15. Going to provide construction plans for the pump station at the facility that will bring our total firm pumping capacity to 25 million gallons per day. Also included in this is just an analysis and assessment of the entire campus to determine how we plant in another facility that will be able to treat 30 MGD total, take out our old conventional system. We'll end up with a net increase of 25 MGD capacity for the plant to 45 MGD. Of course, once they finish their study, we'll have to come back with another contract or amendment to this contract for the construction drawings for that new 30 MGD plant that will initially put 10 or 15 million gallons per day capacity into it. This current contract is a little over $1.9 million. We expect the reports and design work for the pump station and extra 5 MGD to be completed before the end of the year. Garver was one of 7 engineering firms we interviewed for a number of improvements, determined that they were most qualified for these specific services. We recommend approval.
Thank you, council. Any questions for Wayne?
I have one general question. This is gonna be regarding this and the next couple of things we talk about. Can someone just give me a better explanation of staff negotiated a reasonable fee for these services for each of these projects? Is there a standard, and how does that process work?
Yeah, so for professional services like this, we select the consultant based on their qualifications, not based on the price. For non-professional services, when we're buying pickup trucks and bulldozers and other things, we're required to bid it out and go with the lowest bid. But for professional services, engineers being one of those, we go through this qualification process to identify which one is the best fit, provides the services that we think they need to provide in a timely manner. Check the references, their experience with similar projects, and then based on that evaluation, select who we think is best suited for that. Then we go with them to negotiate what a reasonable price is. If we can come to terms and believe that their prices are reasonable, then we engage them. If we don't, then we go to the next qualified engineering firm, in this case, and go through that process as well. So we stop when we feel like we've got the best qualified for a price that is agreeable. That covered?
Pretty much. It's just that if you do cease negotiations with one engineering firm and go to another and their price ends up being higher, you can't go back to the previous one.
Make sure I fully understood how much we're negotiating, or if there's just a market out there and that's kind of the standard.
I mean, there are.
A lot of it's based on the size of the project, kind of the anticipated dollar amount of the project. There's how complex the project is, or simple the project is, or even potentially how small it is. So we look at all those factors.
For clarifying purposes, did we have an RFQ on these projects in the past that we've seen come through, or is that, I know we used to see those regularly, I thought anyways in our agenda, so did we do an RFQ on this?
We normally don't bring RFQs.
No.
I think maybe in the past we used to see them, I remember seeing the qualification sheets for it.
Yeah. Now,
I do solicit qualifications from firms.
Yeah, your question was about, does the approval for the RFQ come to the council before we go through the process?
Yeah, I didn't know if we'd seen this one already in the past, on a past item that we had taken action.
Yeah, I have not from this one, and don't generally bring the RFQs.
No problem. Thanks.
Can we take these all together?
You guys want to take,
We would need to read the rest of them, right?
Yeah.
yes, do that? Yeah, Linda, if you'll go ahead and read 4, 5, and 6.
Resolution 6881, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of a professional services agreement with Freese & Nichols Incorporated for design of the Shepherd 2 million gallon elevated storage tank project. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law. Resolution 6882, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of a professional services agreement with Freese & Nichols Incorporated for design of the Lake Texoma Pump Station Expansion Preliminary Design Project. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law. Resolution 6883, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of a professional services agreement with Hewitt Zollers Incorporated for design of the Post Oak sanitary sewer improvements. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law.
Okay, thank you. And, Wayne, you want to just kind of go through and give us a explanation on these?
Certainly. So E4 is a professional service contract with Freese and Nichols. Again, it's water related with all the development we have going, specifically in South Sherman, be it the Bel Air project, be it Shepherd's Place, TI project, so forth. There's an existing tank down at Shepherd near 75. It's 750,000 gallon capacity. With all this development going on, Freese and Nichols recommended a 2 million gallon storage tank, replace it. So this contract, it's going to provide a preliminary study to determine where the new tank should go, because the existing tank needs to stay in service when a new tank is built, and there's not enough room on the existing site to build one right next to it. So Freese and Nichols would determine where to put this new tank, assist us in acquiring the right-of-way easements for that tank, provide us full construction drawings for the new tank site, and also produce plans after the tank is built for the demo of the existing tank. And of course, this tank's not strictly just for storage for TI. It's really, for that part of town. TI is going to put in their own storage for their own peaks. We've had discussions with them concerning that, but we just need to have this additional storage capacity for all the development happening in the south. Contract is almost $700,000. Freese and Nichols was one of 7 firms that we interviewed, felt that they were most qualified to do this work.
And will this be the largest elevated water tank that we have in the city?
I don't think so.
Yes.
I mean, it's, I don't think we have,
Individual elevator tanks.
I mean, we have existing ones that are 2, right? No?
No.
Okay. It's 1.5, okay.
So Wayne, I do have a question about that particular project. 2 million gallon tank in that area, obviously normally our tank service things downhill from them. There's not much downhill from that tank, so what area, part of town will that tank be servicing directly?
It should serve everything from 902 up to 1417, even westward. I mean, there's elevations westward that in that general area that are lower for future development.
Okay. So this is more so planning for the future in that area, for the Shepherd's Crossing and up into that whole
Yes.
project. Gotcha.
Yeah, and more than likely the new tank will go westward from where the existing tank is.
And then Wayne, you want to explain 6882 as well?
On E5, yeah, so Freese and Nichols is the engineer. We're going into professional services agreement for this work as well. It's out at the Lake Texoma pump station. It's to expand its capacity. This is a preliminary design contract. Again, with all the development we have going on, we need to provide additional pumping capacity out at the lake. But Freese and Nichols will be basically assessing our existing 3 pumps that we have out there. And then there's also an empty spot for a 4th pump out there for Sherman. But they will evaluate all the existing pumps, see whether it makes sense to put in 1 really large pump, to put in 2 small pumps. Do we replace 1 or 2 of the existing old pumps, that are 30 plus years old? So they'll give us a report back on what they recommend we do out there. Of course, we'll have to come with another contract or amendment to this one for construction drawings to make those improvements. This current contract is $154,000. If you don't have any questions on that, Tom will handle the next one.
All right, Tom.
Good evening, Mayor, good evening, Council. So Well, the purpose of this agenda item is to request permission to hire Hewitt Zollers engineers. Have Representative John Ho with me tonight. If you have any other questions of that, there's existing 15-inch, 12-inch, and actually some 8-inch lines. These lines follow Post Oak Creek. They become exceedingly troublesome because you can't get down in there. The high water line, there's no access for construction. I have various pictures showing the water line actually exposed in the bottom of the creek. Should one fail, it would be disastrous. Let's see, what we would like to do, we've evaluated several options. Hewitt Zollers has evaluated several options we've asked him, and we based those on some estimates. It actually costs more money to replace the lines back into the creek, because we would have to reestablish creek flow lines and things of that nature. So what we would like to do is move them into the street where city crews can maintain them and operate them as they should be. And Hewitt Zollers has performed preliminary engineering. So with your permission, we would like to hire Hewitt Zollers. The lines are approximately 43 years old. I believe I had them installed in 1979. So they're getting pretty old. Contract would be 300 days. So 10 months to a year to do the design completely. We would look at doing it in 2 phases. The east line would be a phase 2, the west line would be a phase 1, to try to minimize a lot of capital. And estimated engineering currently is at $404,800.
So Tom, when the crews go to install these in the streets, are they gonna have to completely shut the streets down, or can they work with a partial open lane?
The depth of it, there's some that are quite deep. Those areas would probably have to be shut down, I would think, but just due to the depth. Contractor can still pull trench boxes and try to minimize that. But I mean, it can depend on where the water lines are and things like that. If the water line is well located behind the curb, we might be able to get over in one lane. It's going to be a tough one. Yeah.
And they may be able to open the roads at the end of the night, at the end of the day, during the nighttime.
Right.
But
Right. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. There's just no easy way to do it. It's the estimates, the current estimates
Yeah.
we have were more expensive to replace than in the creek. A lot more.
Well, if there's no further questions, I'll move to approve resolution 6880, 6881, 6882, and 6883.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for that explanation. All right, Linda, will you read detail of the correspondence?
Resolution 6887, a resolution to the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing payment to Texoma Area Paratransit Systems Incorporated, TAPS, for the city's 2021-2022 fiscal year contribution. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed was noticed and is open to the public as required by law.
Thank you, Linda. Mary?
Yes, this resolution is to approve a payment of over $50,000 to TAPS. By law, the council is required to approve any purchases over 50, so this accomplishes that. Also, Pam Howarth is on board there and has requested additional funding to next year, and I think we've agreed on $65,000. Is that right, Robin?
Yeah, that's what she had requested, and I also spoke with Councilman Holland this afternoon. And he let me know he wasn't going to be in attendance tonight, and he asked me just to convey, he has been dependent upon TAPS for the transportation of his mother, who's had some serious health issues over the last year, and just wanted to convey that they've done a fantastic job serving his family as well, so he would be in support. This isn't a vote for him, I'm just expressing what he expressed to me. So I say that on behalf of Councilman Holland, and then Pam in her absence, Councilwoman Howe. Of course, in the meeting that we had, the budget planning meeting, suggested and requested that we increase support there as well. So on behalf of them, the staff would say 65,000, which is 10,000 more than the 55,000 that is currently budgeted in the 2022 fiscal budget. Reserves in the general fund are well able to handle this incremental increase. So that's what we would propose.
Just for clarifying purposes, that item says 55, and we're asking
Yeah.
for an increase to what we currently have agendaed.
That's right. So whatever the council desires to do, if it's different than is presented, the motion would need to include the amount. So, whatever amount other than is included in here needs to be specified in the motion.
I make a motion that we approve 65,000 cash.
I will second that, but I would also add a request that we receive a report on TAPS's current operations. It's been a long time since we've heard.
Okay. Just kind of an update.
That'd be great, but I'll second it.
Okay, so can we receive the presentation maybe next
Yeah.
council meeting?
Sure.
From TAPS?
Sure.
Would that give you enough time?
Yeah, and we have someone here from
Yes.
TAPS as well that can speak if you wanted to hear something tonight, or,
Yes, if you'll state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, I'm Shelley White, I'm the general manager at TAPS, and my address is 61 Red Almond Drive, Pottsboro, 75076.
Thank you for coming. Would it be possible to get some information and maybe a presentation on what all TAPS
Yes,
is
absolutely.
doing, maybe next
And
council meeting?
I did bring some information with me, if you don't mind me
Okay.
giving that to you
Sure.
real quick.
Yeah.
We are currently serving 700 unique clients in the Sherman area. And we do close to 2,000 in all of Grayson County. So just Sherman is 700. We have over 17,000 trips every year that we perform for Sherman. And we do 176,000 miles in the Sherman area.
Say 17,000 trips.
17,000 trips, correct. And I will make sure that we have a presentation for you at the next meeting.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, item G1 is not ready for discussion, so we're going to skip it tonight. Linda, if you read H24, please.
Consider approval of the annexation scheduling plan for adoption of approximately 118.87 acres of land located south of FM 1417 and between the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad and Luella Road, adjacent to the Sherman city limits and in the city of Sherman's extraterritorial jurisdiction, and directing the Department of Engineering Services to develop a service plan for the area to be annexed upon approval of the annexation scheduling plan.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. Clint?
So this is to set the schedule for annexation and the public hearing for about 120 acres. It is just east of the Bel Air development on Luella Road. Their plan right now is for about 440 single-family lots. They will have to extend sewer to get to their site, and then water will be extended from 1417. They also received the county's approval to annex the county barn. So that will be part of this annexation. And so, approval of this will set the schedule for next meeting and then set the public hearing for adoption.
Annexing the county barn doesn't do anything for us, right? Doesn't add any,
I don't think we collect property
Yeah,
taxes from the county.
exactly.
We can send code out there and make sure they.
Let's do that.
We'll send the dogs, in cash, right?
If it's full of dogs, we'll not.
I move to approve. Okay. Got a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All Motion carries. Council, all right, we are to appoint, consider qualifications to boards and commissions. We've got tax increment reinvestment zone number 8 and number 9. Are there any volunteers? Okay. Josh Stevens, is that for both?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How many do we need?
Need 3.
Three. So,
Some of the new guys.
So,
Henry,
I think the two, there's two that are not really on.
it's true.
That's true.
Didn't I miss one, Sean, and you couldn't put me on a board?
the best board.
Very good.
I think
Well,
Pam
all
would
the
be
committees to
interested.
on.
That's good.
These are the ones you want to see on.
Put me on
Okay.
one, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so it's Josh and Henry and Justin.
Yes,
On both of them.
yes. All right, do we need to vote on this?
Yes.
Okay.
So moved.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Give us the motion in a second, please. Motion and the second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
Yep, we did.
A reluctant second? All right, so we are to council comments. Justin, we'll start with you tonight.
No comments for me tonight, okay?
Comment.
No, sir, nothing for me.
All right, just a few announcements. It's hard to believe we're 1 month away from hot summer nights. Make plans to join us on June 2nd for Diamond Rio. Mark your calendars for every Thursday in June and July to hear some amazing acts for free. Sherman Main Street will host their annual Imagine the Possibility Tours on Thursday, May 5th. Join us at Old Iron Post at 5 o'clock to see some of the really unique properties available in downtown Sherman. And finally tonight, Sherman Parks and Recs will host their Movie in the Park of the Year at Pond Grove on May 14th. Bring the family out at 8:30 to see everyone's favorite Magic House as we screen Encanto. Did I say that right? Okay. Yes, oh, here it is. All right. The city council will now hold a closed executive session pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, section 551.074, to discuss appointment of members to the Sherman Higher Education Bank Corporation, and section 551.087 to discuss Hickory Hill, the Sherman Hospital project, and Shepherd's Place. So 5:33, dismiss into executive session. Thank you.